Hello students, welcome back to my YouTube channel Mathematical Lens by Namita. In this video, we are going to continue with chapter number 7 fractions of grade 6 mathematics of the new NCERT textbook Ganit Prakash. And we are going to learn how to add fractions in this particular video. So, Meena's father made some chicky. Now, Meena ate half of the chicky and her brother ate 1/4 of it. How much of the total chicky did Meena and her brother eat together? Right. Now, this is the piece of the chicky. It is divided. You can see it. 4 parts are made. Right. So, in order to answer, we can visualize it. Let us make the chicky and divide it into 2 halves first, because Meena ate half of the chicky. Right. So, you can see that this is divided into 2 parts and Meena ate half of the chicky. Okay. Now, remaining half into 2 further halves as shown. Right. I made this 4 parts. Right. So, you can understand that this part was eaten by Meena. Right. This is eaten by Meena. Right. And 1/4 was eaten by his brother. Right, so you can understand that this is eaten by Meena and I'll use a different color for his brother. So this portion is eaten by his brother. That is 1/4. Right. So now the total chicky eaten by Meena is half plus 1/4 by her brother. So if we add, half is what you can say it is 1/4 plus 1/4, right? This is 1/4, this is also 1/4, and this is also 1/4, right? So you can say that 3 times 1/4. So what portion total is eaten by both brother and sister is 3/4. You can see from the picture that this is 3/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. And what is remaining is 1/4. So how much of the total chicky is remaining is 1/4. So sometimes by visualizing you can answer such simple questions. No need to do complicated LCM method. That also we'll learn for bigger numbers. But if you can visualize half, 1/4, then it's very easy. Like instead of chicky, suppose it is some other thing like pizza or something. It's a circular thing. So then you just see this half is eaten by, you divide it into 4 parts. So half is eaten by Meena and that is half portion. And this portion is eaten by her brother. Right? That is 1/4. So you can see 3/4 is being eaten and what is left is again 1/4. Right? So together half plus 1/4, that becomes 3/4. Right? Though it is explained in half, half is already divided into half plus half. But if you remember such small facts, it will be easier. Now let us see some more examples of addition of fractions with the same fractional unit or the same denominator. Find the sum of 2/5 and 1/5. So here again there is a picture given for both the fractional units. So there are rectangular strips in both the fractions. The fractional unit is same as 1/5. So 5 parts are made and you can see here two red portions, they are shaded. So this represents 2/5 and this represents 1/5. Okay. Adding the two given fractions, it is finding out the total number of the shaded parts. Right. So in this case, how many total parts are shaded? The first two of the first picture, 2 from the first picture and 1 from the second picture. So total 3 parts are shaded out of total 5 parts. Never add the parts here. Don't add the denominators. You just simply need to add the numerators. 2 plus 1, that is 3. Okay. So that is very important. If you add 5 plus 5, it becomes 10 parts. They are not total 10 parts. Parts are only 5. One has eaten 1/5, the other has eaten 2/5. So total it becomes 3/5. Okay. So this is how you add when the denominator is same. Now let us see one more example of fractions with the same denominator. Here you can see, find the sum of 4/7 and 6/7. Now if this is represented again through the rectangular strip model, you can see this is 4/7. A strip is divided into 7 total parts and 4 are shaded. So this represents 4/7 and the other represents 6/7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6/7. Okay. Now in this case, the total number of shaded parts will be 4 plus 6, 10. Right? I just now told you that it is 4/7 plus 6/7. So you just need to add the numerators. So 4 plus 6 is 10 and denominators remain the same, that is 7. Okay. Now it is combined together and shown. There are these 4 parts plus the 6 parts, so total 10 parts are shaded. Now what is the meaning of this? This is, you can, if I pick up this one part from here and put it over here, so it becomes one whole. And here it remains 3/7. Right? So then it can be written as 1 whole 3/7. Okay. So what is done in the last picture? They have just picked up this 1/7 and added here to make it a whole. Right? This is for understanding the visualization. Okay. Otherwise, earlier also we have learned 4/7 and 6/7 is 10/7. And we have learned how to convert this improper fraction into mixed fraction. So we divide it by this 10 divided by 7. So you get 1 whole, 3 is the denominator, 3/7. So that way also you can understand. But this is visualization will make your concepts clearer. Why it becomes 1 whole 3/7. So if I take 1/7 from here and add it over here, this becomes 1 whole. And remaining are only 3 parts out of 7. So 1 whole 3/7. That's why the answer is like this. Now they have asked us, try adding the same using the number line. Do you get the same answer? So now let us try that. So now let us add these numbers on a number line. Right? So we first make a number line wherein we divide, we keep this as 0, here somewhere 1, and we'll take one more 2. Okay. Now see the denominator. If the denominator is 7, so you need to draw how many lines? 6 lines, I told you earlier, so that you get 7 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Similarly, we'll make it here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that you get 7 parts. How do we get 7 parts? We write here, this is 1/7, this is 2/7, 3/7, 4/7, 5/7, 6/7. Now you already know 7/7 is equal to 1. So this 1 whole represents 7/7. So next would be 8/7, 9/7, 10/7, 11/7, 12/7, 13/7, and 2 is 14/7, which is equal to 2 whole. Right? So first we represent into the fractional units to the denominator, according to the denominator. Now how do we add this? Right? So first is 4/7. So you start from 0 and directly reach 4/7. Right? Now we are adding, so we will jump to the right side. Okay? The right side of 4/7. So it's 4/7. So 6, we are adding 6/7. So we'll jump 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So where do we reach? 10 upon 7. So the answer is 10 upon 7, right? And if you want the mixed form, you can see this is one whole, and after one whole, 1, 2, 3, the third, like if I count it as one whole, 1 upon 7, 2 upon 7, 3 upon 7, right? So this can also be written as one whole, 3 upon 7. So with the number line also we are getting the same answer. Now let us see some more examples. Here adding fractions with different fractional unit. Till now what we did was with the same fractional unit or with the same denominator. Here you can see that the denominators are different. So 1 upon 4 plus 1 upon 3. So to add this with the different denominator, first we need to convert them into same denominators. Now if you remember, in comparison of fractions we did the same thing. We found out the equivalent fractions, because if the denominators are same, it is easy to compare. Similarly here, if the denominators are same, we can easily add them, right? So what is done over here? 4, 1 upon 4, that is multiplied by 3. Why it is multiplied by 3? Because 12 is the LCM. 4 3s are 12 is the LCM. 4 and 3, 1 upon 4 plus 1 upon 3. So we find the product of these two, 12. That will be your LCM, least common multiple, right? Equivalent fraction means finding the common multiple. So if we find the least common multiple of the denominators, we simply multiply it with. And here you can directly multiply and find out the LCM, because they both are co-prime numbers. Co-prime means they do not have any common factor, right? So 1 upon 4 plus into 3 upon 3. So you get 3 upon 12. Similarly, 1 upon 3 you multiplied by 4 upon 4. So here you get 4 upon 12. So 3 upon 12 plus 4 upon 12. Now the denominators are same, so you can simply add the numerators and the answer is 7 upon 12. So if the denominators are different, we need to make these denominators same by finding out the equivalent fractions, right? Now this kind of method of addition, which works for adding any number of fractions, this was first explicitly described in general by Brahmagupta in 628, Indian mathematician Brahmagupta, and that's why this method is known as Brahmagupta's method for addition of fractions, right? So what do we do in that? Let us summarize Brahmagupta's method for adding fractions. First thing is find the equivalent fractions so that the denominator is same. And how to get the same denominator or the common multiple? Smallest common multiple or the LCM. When we do more sums, I'll explain you more. So you just remember the LCM we found out in prime time. So we find out LCM. Then once the denominator is same, you can simply add the numerators by keeping the denominator same. Okay. Then if the result, whatever you get, here we got 7 upon 12. It was already in the reduced form, lowest term, right? If it is not in the lowest term, suppose you get the answer as 4 upon 12, then you need to convert it into reduced form. So the final answer will be 1 upon 12. Suppose if the answer is an improper fraction where the denominator is greater, right? So then you will have to convert it into mixed form. These two important rules you need to remember, that the answer should be either in the lowest form if it is proper fraction, okay, and if it is improper, always the answer should be in the mixed form. So let us see some examples like 2 upon 3 and 1 upon 5. You can see here the denominators 3 and 5. Okay, we can simply multiply. The common multiple will be 15. LCM would be 15. Why? Because again here both are co-primes. They do not have anything common, right? So even if you do this LCM method, okay, this 3 ones are 3, 5 as it is, 5 ones are 5. So 3 5s are 15. right? So unnecessarily doing all this. If you see they are co-primes, you simply multiply them, so you get the LCM. So you take the first fraction 2 upon 3 and convert it into 15 as denominator. So 3 5s are 15, so we multiplied by 5. So this becomes 10 upon 15, right? Then the other fraction is 1 upon 5. Now here 5 3s are 15. Our target is to make the denominator 15. So we multiplied by 3. So 3 upon 15. So this is 10 upon 15. This is 3 upon 15. So now once the denominator is same, it's easy to add. So you get 10 plus 3, that is 13 upon 15. Now see the other question or the other example. Find the sum of 1 upon 6 and 1 upon 3. Now here if you observe the denominator 6 and 3, 6 is a multiple of 3. So here the LCM would be 6. Whatever is the multiple, that would be the LCM. I'll show you why. Just see here. Even if you do method, we'll take 3 is the prime number. So 3 2s are 6, 3 1s are 3. Again you take 2, 2 1s are 2. So 3 2s are 6. So if you see one of the denominator is the multiple of the other, the LCM would be the multiple. Okay, not the factor. So 6 is the LCM. Now 1 upon 6 is already with the denominator 6. So we just need to convert 1 upon 3 into 6, the denominator into 6. So we multiplied by 2 because 3 2s are 6. So you get 1 upon 6 plus 2 upon 6. So 1 upon 6 plus 2 upon 6 is 3 upon 6. Okay. Now what we decided, what was told that the answer should be in the lowest term. Now you can see this is 3 upon 6. They again have a common factor 3. So we divide both by 3. So you get half. So the final answer is half. 1 upon 6 plus 1 upon 3 is half. Okay. So this way, with different examples, you can find out the sum of any two fractions with the same denominator, with different denominator. We learned all the methods in this particular video. Now in the next video, we will cover up the figure it out exercise. Thank you.